Life is not always easy, and we sometimes face challenges that make us feel exhausted. However, it is in these difficult moments that we learn valuable lessons that can change our perspective and the way we live. Life lessons are not just empty advice, but principles that can help you live a fuller and more meaningful life. Together, we will explore essential lessons that not only help you overcome challenges, but also foster personal growth and lead you to a life of freedom and happiness. These principles hold value not only in the present, but also give you the strength to face any challenges that may arise in the future. If you're looking for change and want to live a more authentic and liberated life, these lessons are the key to unlocking that door. Let's discover and apply these principles in your life. One, don't take things personally. One of the most powerful lessons in life is realizing that how people treat you is rarely about you. More often than not, their words, actions, or judgments are reflections of their own wounds, fears, and insecurities. When someone criticizes you, ignores you, or acts unfairly, it might sting. But that reaction says more about what's happening inside of them than it does about your worth. Taking things personally is like carrying a weight that doesn't belong to you. You start questioning your value, your choices, and your identity, all because of someone else's opinion. The truth is, not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will agree with you. And that's okay. Trying to please everyone is a recipe for self abandonment. You bend, shrink, and mold yourself just to be accepted. And in the process, you lose touch with who you really are. But here's the liberating truth: you are not responsible for how others feel about you. You are only responsible for staying true to yourself. Learning not to take things personally is an act of self respect. It means choosing peace over overthinking, clarity over emotional chaos. It means saying, that's their story, not mine. One of the most courageous things you can do is allow people to dislike you. Yes, you read that right. Because if you're being fully yourself, some people will judge, misunderstand, or reject you. But those aren't your people. The ones who truly see and love you will accept you for who you are, not who you pretend to be. So next time you feel hurt by someone's words or actions, pause, breathe, ask yourself, is this really about me? More often than not, the answer is no, and that's when you reclaim your power. Two, there's no failure, only feedback. What if we told you that failure doesn't really exist? That every so called mistake or setback is actually feedback, a message guiding you toward growth, clarity, and resilience? This shift in perspective is at the heart of what's called a growth mindset: the belief that your abilities aren't fixed, but can be developed through effort, learning, and reflection. In this mindset, challenges aren't something to avoid, they're invitations to evolve. Think about how a child learns to walk. They stumble, fall, get up again. No one calls that a failure, it's just part of the process. But somewhere along the way, we become afraid to fall. We start believing that being imperfect means we're not good enough. And so we hold ourselves back, waiting until we're ready, good enough, or certain. But the truth is, you become good by being willing to be bad at first. You grow by allowing yourself to be messy, uncertain, and raw. Creativity, innovation, and mastery all begin with trying, and trying often includes falling short. Take the example of someone who used to be terrified of failing as an actor. She wanted every audition to be perfect, but when she finally gave herself permission to fail, to take risks, to play, she began to shine. Her fear no longer owned her. So, what if, instead of asking, what if I fail, you asked, what might I learn? Every experience, even the tough ones, is a teacher. When you adopt the mindset that everything is feedback, you become unstoppable. You start to see life not as a test you're trying to pass, but as a journey you're meant to explore. Fail forward, learn fast, and most of all, trust that even in your lowest moments, you are still moving in the direction of growth. Three, gratitude is a skill you can cultivate. Gratitude isn't something that just happens naturally. It's not just about saying thank you when something good happens. True gratitude is a practice, a skill you can consciously develop over time. It's about intentionally focusing on the good, even when things aren't perfect. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in what's missing, what's not going right, or what's still on your to do list. The demands of life often lead us to focus on the negatives, which can leave us feeling stuck or overwhelmed. But when you make gratitude a daily habit, it shifts your perspective and helps you see the world differently. Gratitude isn't just for the good moments, it's just as much about appreciating the struggles, the challenges, and the pain. These are the things that shape you, teach you, and ultimately help you grow. When you're able to look back at a difficult time and see the lessons it brought, you start to realize that every experience is a gift, even when it feels like a burden. Start small. Each day, take a moment to think of one thing you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a smile from a stranger, or the support of a friend. Over time, this simple habit trains your mind to notice the abundance around you, even in the most ordinary moments. When life gets tough, gratitude can feel like the last thing on your mind. But this is when it matters most. Practicing gratitude during hard times not only helps you cope, but it also builds resilience. It reminds you that you're never alone and that everything, even hardship, is an opportunity for growth. Gratitude is a powerful tool for self love. It's a way of saying, I am enough and I am deserving of good things. The more you practice it, the more you begin to feel the joy and peace that comes with it. Therefore, life happens for you, not to you. One of the most empowering shifts you can make in life is to stop seeing yourself as a passive recipient of whatever happens and start seeing yourself as an active participant in creating your own experiences. Life doesn't happen to you as if you're at the mercy of fate or circumstances. Instead, it happens for you, meaning that everything, both the good and the bad, serves a purpose in your growth and development. When you adopt the mindset that life is happening for you, you stop playing the role of a victim. You take ownership of your situation, your choices, and your actions. Rather than blaming external factors for your struggles, you begin to recognize that every challenge is an opportunity for learning, improvement, and transformation. This shift in perspective can be incredibly liberating. When you believe that life happens for you, you no longer see challenges as obstacles, but as stepping stones toward your higher purpose. You start to ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Instead of, why is this happening to me? This mindset helps you embrace adversity with grace and resilience because you understand that it's all part of the bigger picture. Moreover, when you see life happening for you, you become proactive. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or someone else to step in and help. You take responsibility for creating the opportunities you want to see in your life. This sense of agency empowers you to pursue your goals, take risks, and make choices that align with your true desires. Living with the belief that life is happening for you gives you a deeper sense of control and fulfillment. It transforms your outlook, making you more present, more engaged, and more willing to take risks in order to grow and create the life you truly want. 5. Boundaries are essential. Setting boundaries is one of the most important and empowering things you can do for yourself. Boundaries are not about being rigid or unapproachable. They are about protecting your time, energy, emotions, and thoughts so you can live authentically and peacefully. Without clear boundaries, you may find yourself overwhelmed, drained, and constantly compromising your well being to meet the demands of others. Healthy boundaries help you define what is acceptable and unacceptable in your life. They allow you to create the space you need for self care, personal growth, and meaningful relationships. By setting boundaries, you communicate to others what you are willing to tolerate and what you will not, which in turn helps build mutual respect and understanding. Without boundaries, you risk losing yourself in trying to please others, constantly saying yes when you mean no, and giving more than you can handle. This often leads to burnout, resentment, and dissatisfaction. Setting boundaries allows you to prioritize yourself, ensuring that you have the emotional and physical resources to give to others in a healthy way. It's important to remember that boundaries are not just for protecting yourself from others. They are equally important in how you treat yourself. One of the hardest boundaries to set is with yourself. Keeping promises you make to yourself, such as committing to a healthier lifestyle, staying true to your values, and following through on your goals. When you respect your own boundaries, you build internal trust and confidence, which enhances your overall sense of self-worth. Boundaries also encourage personal growth. They help you recognize and assert your needs, values, and limits. When you set boundaries, you actively protect your well being, which allows you to live more authentically and maintain healthier relationships with others. By respecting both your boundaries and those of others, you create an environment of mutual support and understanding. Life is not always easy, and sometimes we have to face challenges that may leave us feeling exhausted. However, the important life lessons we've shared are not just empty advice. They are principles that can truly change the way we live and perceive the world around us. When we learn not to take things personally, embrace failure as part of growth, practice gratitude daily, and proactively create opportunities for ourselves, we begin to live a life full of meaning. Moreover, setting boundaries is a crucial step in protecting our mental and emotional well being. When you know what you need, what you want, and are willing to protect those things, you will feel freer and stronger than ever before. Life is not something that happens to you, but something that happens for you. Every choice and action you take can help create the life you truly desire. Remember, each day is an opportunity to learn, grow, and love yourself more. By applying these lessons, you not only transform yourself, but can also inspire those around you to live true to who they really are. Step forward with confidence in yourself, because only when you live according to your true values can you find true peace and happiness.